Hey, what's up guys? This is Carnivore, and here's another game of War Game European Escalation. So, in this game, we're kind of down if you go by your ranking, like on level like 74 here or something. We're playing against level 100, level 80 something, level 50, 60 something right there. One of my teammates is like level 14, the other one's level something. It's not a super high level. But I always say the numbers do not matter because I've played plenty of level 100 and level 80 some guys that are not very good. And that's going to hold true in this. I'm not saying these guys aren't good, but we still win. um, these guys are definitely good. They put up a tremendous fight, and it's a very, very good game. Go ahead and walk you through my strategy real quick. Same as what I usually use when I play with NATO. We're playing a NATO v NATO. I like to do this because it's a real even match. We're kind of limited on points. I think 4,500 split between three. So what I went with is, of course, my Abrams, M1A1 Abrams, Bradleys. I'd say my most important units, and I like to have some veteran units. I usually spend my veteran points on my Bradleys. I did manage, see what I did here, I can only afford one decently vetted Abrams, so I'm going to regroup these guys once the game starts. Of course, Flak Panzers, Rolands, AML 60s, and 4 Hemts. My teammates are going kind of a mixed bag of stuff. Bang here is going to fly in some infantry early on, and Defcon is still building his forces here. Take a peek at what he goes with. Martyr rolling 2s, good choice. These Jaguars, very nice units there. Martyr VTSIs, that's an interesting choice. Personally, I like to just leave a command vehicle back. Looks like one of my teammates did too. I'm not big on capturing stuff. I like to just push forward and attack. My whole deal, I mean, if you watch any of these videos, you'll see that I try extremely hard not to lose any units. You know, just because I shouldn't. I've got a really well-crafted group here that it took a long time to figure out how to do this. And what works effectively. But using these Bradleys as the eyes of my whole group. Also, they have those ITO missiles, which are fantastic. They're just shy of some of the longer-ranged Soviet units, but this is NATO v NATO, so it doesn't really matter. I think there are a couple NATO units that have longer range, but because these guys have these, pretty good optics and everything on them as well, that's all I need. My Abrams, I like to have my Abrams vetted because what I'm looking for with vet is accuracy. Number one, accuracy. If nothing else, accuracy. And number two, if they start taking some shit, they start taking hits, I don't want them to freak out because I need them. I need them to keep their heads up. But anyway, you can see he's dropped off some Rangers, Riflemen, Dragons. So he's got a little air cover, some ATGM cover. These guys are going to have a little bit of trouble getting into the cover here. But they will hold up the enemy just long enough for me to get down here. I do try to support him with my AML 60s. Again, these mortars are not really going to do much damage to anything, but it's this whole psychological thing. It will freak the enemy units out, and it will get the enemy player to move his units. So you've kind of got to use them as a tool like that. I do micro my units pretty heavily. Usually group 1 is my Abrams, group 2 is my Bradleys, and then Flak Panzer, Hemts, and Rolands are 3, and number 5 is my artillery. I usually don't have number 4, but it's just the numbers I remember in my head. Artillery is always number 5. So I had seen the enemy's got some Bradleys up here. I don't want those ATGMs hitting my Abrams. So I try to get my Bradleys up to counter theirs and just take care of those guys early on. And they are CFEs, so they can see me as soon as I can see them. So they're gonna, he's got these ITO M901 guys. Yeah, so they do actually do their job, and I hate losing units, especially my Abrams and Bradleys. But I only lose one, and we managed to take these guys out. So my teammate's Bang here gets his stuff up. He's got a few of those same units that I'm using. Bradley CFE, he's got these Sheridans. I'm not a big fan of Sheridans, but I've got ATGMs too. They look cool. We're able to push through the enemy's little group here, and, you know, kind of get them back on their heels. You know, my Bradleys and Abrams are doing exactly what I wanted them to do. But then I see these 4 Sheridans pop up. And I know these guys have got ATGMs. At first I thought, well shit, I'm just gonna rush right in and kill them all. But they're in cover. And about the worst thing you can do is attack ATGM units, especially supported by M1A1s, in cover. So I kind of had to roll back and kind of rethink my strategy here, because I'm not trying to get obliterated by these guys. You know, and I kind of test the water over there, and I'm taking shots and losing my flak panzers. I realized I just kind of got to dip out a little bit and get out of their range, because I can't screw with that. I can't keep these guys popped up long enough to get ATGMs in there to them. So I just kind of move, focus on getting this back under control. I don't know why, but my Bradleys do kind of get close to these riflemen, and I lose one. It's just a stupid rookie mistake, and God, it was an expensive loss, because these guys are vet 3. Look at that. That's just stupid. Why would I do that? But the good news is, unfortunately for him, I'm not taking much artillery fire. I've maneuvered these guys out of there. We've secured Delta. The rest of the map down here is looking pretty good. I mean, they don't even have Foxtrot. They've got Echo. Not really a terribly important place to have, because these are all 1 point. Your only good place to cap right there is Foxtrot, and they don't have it. So they do try to flank around, and my teammate, I guess that is me, that's me, yeah. Start blasting them with my AMLs, and look, it gets them to go back into cover. Probably shouldn't have shot at those guys, because I could have caught them all out in the open. Now, I'm doing some damage on these guys. I've killed a couple of their Abrams. And these Sheridans, though, are really freaking me out. Yeah, they're panicked. They're not super accurate, but I hate seeing ATGMs flying at me. Plus, these guys did a great job of using artillery. They didn't spam it. They used some closer in artillery. They just did a good job with it overall. I mean, nothing ruins a game like somebody just spamming artillery or helicopters, but these guys, they played it right. Kept me on my toes, because, you know, I mean, look, I'm panicked, shaken up. I mean, I did a pretty good job there, and for whatever reason, I just cannot kill those Sheridans. So I realized I gotta dip out again. My strategy at this point was, you know, see what I can do with Foxtrot here. They have finally moved up and captured that. I think they pulled their CV from here up there. And then once this is done, gonna move back over to Echo. But the real story for me, at least, is look at my Abrams. They are effed up. My Bradleys, I got one on fire, just in rough shape, less than half health. Black Panther's damaged. Luckily my Rolands are still alive and in good health. The good news here is, while I focus on this, at least one of my teammates is going to move up into these bushes and see what he can do there. As soon as I see this guy, just blast it with anything I have that's in range. Get that kill, and no longer concerned about this. I don't care what's over there. The whole goal of this formation is it's fast. It's extremely effective. It can defend itself from air, and it's fast. So, kind of maneuver outside of where this artillery is falling. And I know I'm extremely damaged here. I know there's got to be more ATGMs up here. So, I try to get these Super Chinooks in just to repair me just enough so that nothing dies as soon as I pop over this hill. I do send my Bradleys up to kind of peek it out, because I know if I run into something serious like ATGMs or something, I can just roll them back over. Taking artillery fire again, they do not let up on me. So even with heavily damaged Abrams and Bradleys, I know I just got to push up. I got to buy myself some breathing room. Luckily, these Jaegers and these Fuchs have moved in here and pretty much lit up all these tanks in there. So that's awesome. That is great teamwork there. I'm able to kill the enemy's artillery here finally. We're trying to put heat on this this helicopter there. I would move up, and get my tanks up there to kill it, but I got an ATGM Milans here. Again, ATGMs, they're my best friend and my worst nightmare. So I can't quite get my units up to kill this helicopter. I don't think. I think my mortars did it. Hell yeah. I never even noticed that, but okay, so my mortars, kind of rag on them for not being all that powerful, but I mean, they're a tool. That's all they're important for. They actually killed that guy there, so it made a big difference. We've cleared out Echo. My buddy here, Defcon, has got the bushes safe for us. So, I mean, after that, I shouldn't have probably attacked with nearly dead Abrams and Bradleys, because I could have easily lost them all if this had been better defended, but didn't really have a choice. So at this point, I know there's got to be some fobs up here that I could resupply at, but I mean, if there's more back here that I gotta fight, man, my stuff's just gonna get ripped up. So I have to resupply here. Luckily, dude, this guy just helps me out tremendously and sends in these Hemps and Jupiters to help me out. So it's going to take me a minute. I call in a couple more Super Chinooks. I got to get this stuff back to at least close to 100%. And it's really sucking them dry, repairing these tanks and everything. So it takes quite a few Super Chinooks to get everything back in good shape. But eventually we get there, and Navigat, who I think was the level 100 guy, man, I don't know, he surrenders. That always makes you feel pretty good, and that's one of the things about playing NATO v NATO or Pact v Pact. I mean, you're all on an equal playing field, so if you win, you feel pretty good about it. Especially if you don't take heavy casualties. I mean, so far, I've lost a Bradley, an Abrams, and a Flak Panzer. And I can't help but feel pretty good about that. But you can see once these Abrams start getting vetted up and these Bradleys get up to that last vet status, they are accurate and they just rip stuff up. So see these Rakuten Jagdpanzers rolling up, and of scares me, I'm not gonna lie. And at that point I've got my AMLs, my Bradleys are shooting at them, my Abrams are running up to get within range. I do not want to let those guys get off another round of missiles, and they don't, so that works out good for me. So at this point, we have the enemy pretty much defeated. I mean, they're rolled back to their last couple of bases. DEFCON here, just killing it. It's goddamn martyrs up here in their base, tearing up that artillery. Little did he know, he's right just like 30 feet away from their command vehicle. He's going to miss it there for a while, and it's going to turn into kind of a siege here. And that's the part of the game I really don't like, because what I use this group for is basically taking out, you know, all the enemy tanks between me and him and killing the command vehicles. This is not something you want to send into the trees or into the bushes. Really, you don't want to send any tanks or vehicles, period, into forests. Because infantry, number one, is inexpensive, and God, they have such an awesome advantage there. I mean, infantry is awesome in this game. So I just have these guys kind of camp out here and chill at the fob, get fully repaired, and just shoot whatever, you know, decides to roll up here. I will call in some airborne infantry. Yeah, DEFCON's got some infantry coming too. But I just kind of pummel whatever's in this forest. Just kind of hang out there and wait for it. I've got these Pumas coming up, trying to get infantry up here into the woods because I'm not sending any vehicles in there. So DEFCON, I mean, dude, huge player in this game. We pin that command vehicle in and we go ahead and move on our way. So all my units are fully repaired, but I mean, they're not going to be able to do a whole ton up here because most of their forces are tucked back in the bushes there. But I do want to have these guys up here. I reload my infantry in their Pumas, and unfortunately I moved these guys in too close, so I was going to have them land in the road there. I don't think they survived that. We'll kind of fast forward to this ending because it's a whole lot of killing and blowing stuff up, but damn, it's painful to watch because you're just sending tons of infantry in to die. And I hate losing units. That's the one thing that gets to me. They've got infantry piled up in here. I've called in some more Pumas, sending infantry to kind of flank in there. But they've got this whole place pretty well defended. So they may have, lost everything up to here, but they fought hard. They didn't let this go without a big fight. So I'm gonna call in like 3 Saracens full of infantry here, just to take this. We're gonna artillery this. They've got this fob here. This is a hell of a fight. It's kind of embarrassing to see what happens to my my Saracens when they get there. We are just pummeling this thing. It just goes to show you like how good fortified infantry is. So I've got 12 Saracens full of infantry. So I've got 120 infantry units. And they just get their asses kicked here. Blows my mind. I don't know what happened. That's so bad. Having that fob there really helps. Like, eventually we kind of like killed the fob, but Not before they just wipe the floor with my poor infantry. So I've got some more infantry in here, just trying to find this thing. It's just a hellacious fight here. We finally take this. Got Yager just tucked back in there. So finally, I find that thing. And of course they kill all my infantry there. I've got some more Saracens with paratroopers this time coming in. And paratroopers are pretty good infantry units. But it doesn't matter because somebody's artillery kills it. But you can see, dude, these guys were pretty stout. You know, DEFCON, definitely a huge player on our team. Bang, man, just great work all across my team. You know, not so much on paper here, but I think he did something during the game that was pretty good. So, DEFCON putting up a great ratio. I felt like I put up a pretty good ratio. I just hate that. Like, that's what I like to see at the end of the game. I feel like I did good not only if I win, but if I take a lot less losses than I did dispensing out kills. I feel like, you know, that whole infantry debacle at the end kind of bumped this number up, but either way, fantastic game. I was very happy with it, and I hope it shows you kind of my overall strategy with tanks on NATO. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button, subscribe to me, and watch some more of these. Peace.